Welcome back to AI in Action. Today, we'll demystify 8 of the leading AI image generators and, more importantly, show you how to write prompts that actually produce the pictures you have in mind. Instead of overwhelming you with options, we'll walk you through their strengths and limitations while demonstrating live examples you can follow. Our journey starts with Google's Nano and moves through OpenAI's GPT-4o, Ideogram, Reve, Stable Diffusion, Leonardo AI, ReCraft with Flux 1.1, and ends with ByteDance's Seedream 4. We're keeping this one quick, visual, and packed with value. No filler, no hype. If you learned something new along the way, drop a like to let me know it helped. All right, let's roll. Nano, powered by Google's Gemini 2.5 Flash model, is designed for iterative creativity. According to Google's developer blog, the model can blend multiple images, maintain character consistency across different prompts, and perform targeted edits using natural language. That means if you draw a rough sketch and then ask the model to blur the background or remove the person on the right, Nano can execute those changes while keeping the scene intact. It also uses world knowledge to infer details from vague instructions. A blessing when you can't remember the exact term for a piece of furniture. You can access the model either through the Google Gemini app or through Google AI Studio. The model accepts up to 3 images in one prompt and fuses them seamlessly, which makes it ideal for compositing a product shot with a background or combining a character from one photo with scenery from another. Nano prompt template: action plus object, attributes, style or context. Here's the first example. Upload a photo of yourself wearing a jacket, then type, "Turn me into a medieval knight with a golden helmet, chainmail armor, and a noble expression. Keep my facial features and hair. Paint the scene in the style of a Renaissance oil portrait." Nano will fuse your image with the requested style, preserving your face while transforming your clothing and background. This takes advantage of its character consistency feature. If you're happy with the result but want to soften the background, simply follow up with blur the background slightly, and the model will edit the existing image rather than start over. Here is the second example: compositional fusion. Suppose you want to create an advert showing a futuristic coffee mug on Mars. First, upload a picture of your real mug and a separate photo of a Martian landscape. Then prompt: place the mug from the first image onto the Martian surface. Adjust lighting so it matches the reddish sky. Add a dust trail behind the mug as if it landed like a spaceship. Capture this in cinematic style. Nano's multi-image fusion feature blends both photos and uses its world knowledge to make the lighting believable. The ability to integrate multiple reference images is something most models still struggle with. When to avoid Nano sometimes struggles with precise text in some situations. Depending on the text length, and its public preview adds watermarks. Choose GPT-4o or Reve for crisp lettering. If you're finding these deep dives useful, smash that like button. It really helps more people find our videos and keeps us motivated to bring you fresh AI discoveries. ChatGPT's GPT-4o image generator. OpenAI's GPT-4o image generation is integrated directly into ChatGPT, so you can type a prompt and get a picture within about a minute. The model excels at photorealism and follows prompts closely thanks to its training on a wide variety of images. One standout feature is its ability to render text and numbers accurately, which is still a weakness for many generative models. However, OpenAI warns that GPT-4o can sometimes crop images unpredictably, hallucinate objects, misplace text, or struggle with multilingual instructions. Knowing these limitations will help you write better prompts. Now, to use the image generation feature within ChatGPT, click on the plus icon, choose Create Image. Then go ahead and paste your prompt. GPT-4o prompt template. Create a subject with composition details and style, including the text, exact words clearly displayed. Use color palette, lighting, and aspect ratio. Here's the first example: book cover design. Create a book cover for AI in Action, mastering prompts. Feature a futuristic city skyline at dusk with neon lights and a silhouette of a person holding a laptop. The title should be large at the top in bold, modern typography. Place the subtitle beneath in a smaller font. Use electric blue and purple tones, 16:9 ratio. GPT-4o will render the requested text accurately and integrate it into the artwork, demonstrating why it's often used for covers and posters. However, for these images, looks like the aspect ratio is not right. Most image generators seem to struggle with aspect ratio unless it has a checkbox or input section for you to select it yourself. Here's the second example. Data visualization. Illustrate the life cycle of a butterfly with 4 labeled stages: egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, and adult. Use clear arrows connecting each stage. Include the text labels on the arrows. Draw in a clean infographic style with a white background and pastel colors. Amazing result, as you can see. Here the model leverages its strong text rendering to produce a simple diagram. If the text appears cut off at the edges, reducing the aspect ratio or asking for more white space can help counter GPT-4o's tendency to crop. When to avoid GPT-4o. GPT-4o may hallucinate details or crop images. For complex multi-subject scenes or multi-language images, consider Hunyuan or Stable Diffusion. Ideogram 1.0. Ideogram's niche is typography. The 1.0 upgrade introduced sharper text rendering and improved photorealism, reducing text error rates by 15% while increasing overall coherence. It also added a negative prompting feature that lets you specify elements you don't want in the image. Users praise Ideogram for producing clean, stylized text and logos, making it popular for posters, album covers, and social media graphics. On the downside, its narrow focus means it doesn't handle complex photographic scenes as well as Midjourney or Stable Diffusion. And because the free plan's creations are public, privacy is a concern. Ideogram prompt template. Create a format, poster, logo, flyer featuring the text exact wording. Use style, color palette, and include additional graphic elements. Negative prompt, objects, or styles to avoid. Here is the first example. Neon poster. Create a retro neon poster that says AI in action at the center, using glowing magenta and cyan neon tubes on a dark background. Add a simple skyline silhouette at the bottom. Negative prompt, clutter, random symbols. After pasting prompt, you can choose your settings for each tool, from which ideogram model you wish to use, the style, character, aspect ratio. Now let's check the results of our prompt. Ideogram produced crisp neon lettering, and the negative prompt avoids adding stray icons. Here's the second example. Logo with constraints. Design a minimalist logo for a bakery called Sweet Bites. Use a playful, rounded font and include a single cartoon cookie next to the text. The cookie should not have sprinkles or extra toppings. Negative prompt, sprinkles frosting. The negative prompt keeps the cookie design simple, and the model's typographic engine ensures the brand name is legible at small sizes. Also for this prompt, I chose the 16:9 aspect ratio, added the spotlight style, just to see what it comes up with. Here's the result. Looks amazing to me. When to avoid Ideogram. Ideogram focuses on text and logos. It isn't suited for complex photorealism, and free creations are public. Revi Image 1.0 Reve, pronounced Reve, is a next-generation AI image generator built on Half Moon AI architecture. Website is reve.art. The company claims it produces images that adhere closely to prompts, support 27 distinct visual styles, and achieve 98% accuracy when rendering text thanks to a dedicated typography module. Images are delivered at 2048 to 2048 pixels with optional 4K upscaling, and you retain full commercial rights. Because the model emphasizes prompt fidelity, it's ideal for people who want fine control over style or need to generate assets in multiple aesthetics. Revi prompt template. Generate a style illustration photograph of subject with composition details. Include the text, exact wording in font style. Upscale to 4K. Here is the first example. Anime portrait with text. Generate a vibrant anime-style portrait of a female hero wearing futuristic armor. She stands against a starry galaxy background. Include the Japanese characters Yunja on the upper left in a calligraphic font. Lens flare and bright colors. Upscale to 4K. Revi delivers crisp anime styling while accurately rendering Japanese characters, a great choice for fan art or branded merchandise. Here's the second example. Minimalist flat illustration. Create a minimalist flat illustration of a steaming coffee cup on a pastel blue background. Write brewed to perfection beneath the cup in a clean sans serif font. Use a muted brown and beige color palette. Upscale to 4K. This shows how Reve combines vector-like smoothness with accurate typography, making it useful for packaging designs. When to avoid Reve. Reve is less exploratory and lacks custom training. For interactive editing, try Leonardo or ReCraft. We're about halfway through our list. If you're enjoying this deep dive, consider subscribing to AI in Action for weekly tutorials, reviews, and insider AI tricks. Your subscription keeps the channel going and ensures you never miss a video. Stable Diffusion 3 and 3.5. Stable Diffusion's open-source models have empowered an entire ecosystem of artists and developers. Version 3, previewed in early 2024, introduced a diffusion transformer architecture with flow matching, leading to improved performance on multi-subject prompts, better spelling abilities, and higher image quality. Version 3.5, released later, further enhances style versatility and prompt adherence across a variety of genres and is available in large, medium, and turbo variants, balancing quality and speed. Because the model is open source, you can run it locally or via services that allow custom fine-tuning and editing, such as in-painting, out-painting, background removal, and recoloring. You access the website via stability.ai. On the header, click on Models, choose Image. For me to use the Stable Diffusion, I had to sign up for their 3-day free trial for their basic plan. I canceled after testing. Stable Diffusion Prompt Template. A subject doing something in-on environment, described with art style or medium, color palette, and lighting. Include optional text if needed. Here is the first example. Futuristic city with humans and robots. A bustling futuristic city with both humans and robots walking along a neon-lit street at sunset. Digital painting style, vibrant blues and oranges, soft ambient lighting. Thanks to its updated architecture, SD3 handles the combination of organic and mechanical characters more coherently. Here is the second example. Vintage poster. A vintage poster of a spaceship landing on Mars with the text "First Mission" at the top. Retro color palette of muted reds and yellows. Stylized typography reminiscent of 1950s sci-fi posters. Stable Diffusion will attempt to place the text correctly, though it may still require manual editing for perfect alignment. If the lettering turns out wrong, you could refine the prompt or add the text later using design software. After generating the image, you have the option of creating another version. It also has a toolbox option on the image, which gives several options like replacing background, erase, etc. You also have the option to share the image. When to avoid Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion needs powerful hardware and misrenders long texts. Use web-based models for convenience. Leonardo AI began as an art generator but has evolved into a full creative suite, especially after its integration into Canva. According to a 2025 review, it offers a generous free tier, 150 tokens day, granular control via custom model training, a universal upscaler, and a real-time canvas for interactive creation. It includes fine-tuned models like Photoreal, Kino XL, Dream Shaper, and Flux Phoenix for different aesthetics, a motion tool to animate still images, and custom model training to maintain stylistic consistency. Pros include versatility and community support. Cons involve a steep learning curve, a confusing token system, and inconsistent quality across community models. Leonardo AI Prompt Template. Using model name, generate a subject in style with composition details. Specify lighting, color palette, aspect ratio, and camera perspective. I need to mention that just because you added the model alone is not enough, you have to choose that model as well. Also choose the aspect ratio. Here is the first example. Using Lucid Origin, generate a realistic portrait of a Renaissance scientist in a dimly lit study. He holds a quill and parchment. Candlelight casts warm shadows on his face. 2:1 aspect ratio. This demonstrates Leonardo's ability to produce photorealism comparable to Midjourney, but within a more controlled environment. Here's the second example, Phoenix 1.0 cinematic scene. Using Phoenix 1.0, create a cinematic still of a spaceship launching from a desert at dawn. The shot is wide, with dust clouds and lens flares, orange and teal color grading, perspective from ground level looking up. Leonardo can output this in high resolution, and you could apply the motion tool to add subtle smoke movement for short video clips. When to avoid Leonardo AI. Leonardo's token system is confusing and community models vary in quality. Use ReCraft or Reve for quick logos. ReCraft and Flux 1.1. ReCraft positions itself as an AI design platform. Its version 3 model focuses on photorealism, brand consistency, accurate text generation, and production-ready vector outputs in SVG format. The platform includes tools for upscaling, vectorization, mockup generation, background removal, in-painting, and out-painting, all accessible through an infinite canvas and familiar layers. When combined with Flux 1.1, a photorealistic model by Black Forest Labs that generates high-quality images up to 2K resolution with improved prompt adherence and 6 times faster rendering, designers can convert photorealistic images into vectors, recolor them, and refine them using brushes and layers. ReCraft prompt template. Design a number-piece set of objects in style using brand colors. Output as format vector or raster. Include details and orientation. Here's the first example. Seasonal icon set. For this example, click on Insert, choose Create an Image, draw your rectangle. That's where it will be generated. Design a 4-piece set of icons representing the 4 seasons. Minimalistic flat vector style. Use my brand colors FF6F61 coral, 6B5B 5888B04B green, and FCAC9 pink. Output as SVG files. Each icon should have a circular background and a thin outline. ReCraft will generate 4 matching icons, and you can edit them individually in the infinite canvas, adjusting colors or exporting high-resolution PNGs. Here's the second example, product mockup with Flux. For this example, click on Insert, choose Create an Image, draw your rectangle. That's where it will be generated. Here's the prompt. Using Flux 1.1, create a 2K photorealistic mockup of a sleek smartphone on a marble table with soft lighting. The phone screen displays the text Model X in a crisp, modern font. Provide layers so I can recolor the phone case. Flux generates a detailed mockup quickly. You can then import this into ReCraft, separate the phone into a vector layer, and recolor it to match your brand palette. When to avoid ReCraft and Flux. ReCraft prioritizes design consistency, and Flux struggles with chaotic scenes. Choose Midjourney or Stable Diffusion for creative exploration. SeaDream 4 merges text-to-image synthesis, reference-based editing, and batch image creation into a single model. Its mixture of experts architecture produces high-resolution 2K images and can upscale to 4K. The model accepts up to 10 reference images and outputs up to 15 matching images at once. Core strengths include multimodal editing with natural language, add, remove, or replace objects, character consistency across styles, perspective control, object manipulation, text editing, restoration, and enhancement. SeaDream can transform a subject from realistic to Lego or Pixar style while preserving identity, and you can instruct it to change environments or camera angles. According to Scenario's guidelines, effective prompts follow the pattern action object attributes and often include style descriptors or the keyword series to trigger batch generation. For this model, we are going to access it through another Ideogram called Lovart.ai. Choose SeaDream as your preferred model. SeaDream prompt template, action object with attributes, style descriptor, use series set if batch is needed, optional reference images. Here's the first example. Product series. Generate a series of 4 product mockups of a new energy drink. Place the can on different pastel-colored backgrounds with small fruit illustrations corresponding to each flavor: peach, mango, blueberry, watermelon. Maintain the logo and label design across all images. Retro 1980s packaging style. SeaDream's batch generation will produce 4 cohesive images, preserving the brand identity while varying backgrounds and fruit elements. Here is the second example. Style transformation. Upload a group photo of your team, then prompt. Transform the people into Lego characters while keeping their clothing colors and positions the same. Set the scene in an office environment with plants. Worm's eye view perspective. Bright, saturated colors. SeaDream will reinterpret the photograph with Lego-style characters and adjust the camera angle as requested. When to avoid SeaDream. SeaDream is in closed beta and results can be inconsistent if prompts lack clear actions. We've toured 8 AI image generators, and each has a unique personality. Nano excels at blending multiple images and keeping characters consistent. GPT-4o and Ideogram render crisp text. Reve offers style fidelity across dozens of aesthetics. Stable Diffusion brings open-source versatility. Leonardo provides a full creative suite. ReCraft and Flux deliver production-ready vectors and mockups, while SeaDream merges generation with editing and batch processing. The secret to mastering them is prompt engineering. Use clear verbs, specific subjects, and concise descriptors tailored to each model's strengths. AI tools don't replace your creativity, they amplify it. Experiment with different engines, iterate on your prompts and combine them. Design a character in Nano, refine the atmosphere in Midjourney, add text in Ideogram, and vectorize or upscale in ReCraft. With a thoughtful process, you can bring any idea to life. Have you tried any of these tools? Drop a comment below sharing your successes and failures. We read every comment and love hearing your stories. And if you want to learn even more about prompt engineering, watch our next video. I asked 50 Google engineers for Nano tips. You won't believe their advice. It's linked on screen now and takes this knowledge to a deeper level. Thanks for watching AI in Action. Hit subscribe if you haven't already and turn on notifications so you never miss our deep dives. See you in the next episode.